Uncover and Elevate is the next evolution of Liberate Your People Pleaser. I'm Brenda Florida, certified life coach, and after coaching hundreds of clients, I am unapologetically clear on this. People pleasing is a symptom with a deeper cause. Being in a toxic relationship or career and feeling trapped has a deeper cause. Avoiding difficult conversations has a deeper cause. Self-sabotage, imposter syndrome, confusion, feeling insecure, all have a deeper cause. In Uncover and Elevate, we are going to look under the hood every week to uncover what the deeper causes are that shape our lives, including the ones that make breaking a pattern, even one we want to break, so hard. Then we will elevate our lives with tools designed to transform those deeper causes and deal with the symptoms. Join me each week as we uncover and elevate our lives. And now, here's this week's episode of Uncover and Elevate. Welcome to this episode of Uncover and Elevate. Today, we're going to talk about what's under your hood. What do I mean by that? What I mean is this idea that we all have things that are underneath the surface. So if you think of a car, we've got to lift up that hood to see it. We may be driving and hear a rattle or hear a noise or something squeaking or something that doesn't quite feel right. But until we get under the hood, we don't really know what it is. So my metaphor here is that we all have things that show up in our lives, and we typically call them problems or issues, something like that, the very things that keep you up at night or cause you anxiety or irritate the hell out of you or whatever it is that is showing up. That's like the, squeak or the noise or the whatever that you're hearing when you're driving your car. It is like the symptom, okay? It's that indication something needs to be looked at. So always, whatever's coming up, no matter how dramatic it is for you, and I know this might be hard to see this way if you're really in the midst of a deep struggle right now, but everything coming up in your life is there for a benevolent reason. Like it's there so you can see what's going on. It's that invitation to look under the hood, see what's going on so you can do something about it. While we fix our cars, I don't love the word fix when it comes to our inner lives, so we won't use it. We won't take the metaphor that far. But what we can do is more, here's maybe a car term, get a tune-up, right? It's not that there's anything wrong with you. You're not broken. But you, like me, like all of us, have things in our lives that need adjusting, right? It's something that used to work, doesn't work anymore. And we don't always know how to get from, okay, I get that this is not working, but I don't know how to get it working again. Like, what does that even mean? Like, can I just change a behavior? Do I need to stop doing this and start doing something else? Like, what is that? So, and actually, I've created a worksheet for this that you can download for free. So I'll put the link for it in the show notes. You can find it on my website. You can get it through my bio in my Instagram, bio, the link in my Instagram bio. Brenda Florida Coach is who I am on Instagram, but I'll also put the link down in the show notes here. And it's called the, Under Your Hood worksheet because I use it to take people through a process that I do with clients. And so I'm going to kind of walk you through it here. So when we're looking under the hood, it starts with identifying some sort of problem. I'm not going to the gym and I know, I want to. I know I feel better. I know it helps put my day off on, get me in a better mood. It helps my body feel better, so like, I know that's what I want to do, but I'm not doing it. And so that's the problem. Okay. Okay, great. That's a good example. It can be, anything. It can be, I'm avoiding speaking to my mother because I'm so mad about her about something she said the last time I talked to her, right? So it could be anything. So just identifying whatever that problem is. And then you want to get to sort of what your thoughts are about it. So using the gym example, I'm probably having thoughts that I'm being too lazy, that I'm, not taking care of myself. I'm, something that's probably critical, frankly, is what I think when I'm not going to the gym. So then, and this is a really important question to ask yourself, and I use it with clients all the time, I use it with myself all the time, is what do I make that mean? By asking, what do I make that mean? And going probably a couple of times with that. Okay, then I come up with this answer. What do I make that mean? Okay, then I come up with this answer. What do I make that mean? I can start to get down into what will be the cause, or at least a lot closer to the cause of that problem. So in the example, even of something like the gym, and so my thought is, I'm lazy. What do I make that mean? I make it mean that I don't take care of myself. I make that mean that I'm not a very self-motivated person, that's some kind of bad quality. If I keep going with it, I will probably get to something that is just some sort of label of I'm bad, like some version of I'm not good enough, I'm bad, like I'm not doing what I know I need to do. And once I sit through all the complicated ways I say that to myself, I just am left with this judgment that somehow I am being a bad person by not going to the gym. And so that's really important. So when you get that, and you'll kind of feel that deep sort of resonance of, oh, yeah. And it may, when you get into your conscious logical mind, it may not even make sense to you then. Like, really? Am I a bad person because I didn't go to the gym this morning? No, of course not. But that's how it felt. Like when I keep going with the thought, then that's the thought that comes up, in that really super diminished feeling of being bad, right? Like being flawed, or there's something wrong with me. Feels terrible, sounds terrible. So stay with that. Then what I want you to do is ask yourself, what is that part of me that feels like I'm so bad because I didn't go to the gym, and I'm not going to the gym on a regular basis? What does she really need to hear? Okay, so you can think of this, and you may connect right away with a memory from your past that you felt that way to you. I mean, maybe it's as kind of obvious as, like, I got shamed in gym class or something like that. And you know where it came from, but it doesn't matter if you know where it came from, really. It's just that, what is that part of me who's so hurt and feels so diminished and depleted and, awful because she feels like she's bad? What does she need to hear so that she knows she's not bad? Okay. So, and write it down. Like, don't just think it in your head. It'll be so much more powerful if you write it down. So that part of me that feels like I'm so bad, I'm such a bad girl, right? Because I'm not going to the gym and taking care of my body the way you're supposed to. What does she need to hear? She needs to hear that she is just lovable and good, no matter what she does, whether she goes to the gym or not. She is a good person. She is lovable no matter what. She is worthy no matter what. Like, if you think of a little child, or like what you would say to a pet when they were quote unquote bad, like, you wouldn't just be shaming them, right? You would be saying, okay, honey, no, like, okay, yeah, it would be great to go to the gym, and maybe we start looking at that. But first of all, what I want you to know is how much I love you and how much I value everything about you, who you are, the things you do. You are so worthy. You are so good. Whatever it is, whatever the words are, I'm using words that are common both to me and to many people, but it doesn't matter what it is. It's the words you needed to hear. And there's no one better than you to say them to yourself, because we have this tendency to think, oh, I wish, somebody else would have told me that, or I wish somebody else would tell me that, or gosh, if my spouse would come home and say, yeah, let's skip the gym tonight, then I'd be off the hook. All that sort of outer third person validation or giving you permission to do something or not do something, that is not nearly as valuable to your heart and soul as when you do it for yourself. When you are validating yourself, when you are telling yourself how lovable you are, when you give yourself permission to do or not do whatever it is you want to or don't want to do, that's bedrock. That's rock solid confidence, empowerment, all the things. Like nothing feels better than when we're doing it for ourselves. And so being able to write down what you need to hear, what are the words you need to hear, so that you will know that just because you decided not to go to the gym, or you haven't been going for 6 months, I don't care, that you are not a bad person. Because when you can start healing that idea that you're a bad person, trust me, your ability to get your body back in the gym is going to start growing exponentially. Okay. Or you will decide, you will realize your body doesn't even want to go to the gym. Maybe that's why you haven't been going. Your body just wants to get outside and walk, or it wants to start paddle boarding, or it wants to start bike riding, or whatever, doing yoga at home. I don't care. The gym is not the only answer, is my point to that. And there's always more than one answer. So sometimes we have resistance to something because really our heart and soul wants to start doing it a different way. So that's why I say, like, all these things that seem like they're problems, they're really like our heart and soul wanting to say, no, wait, over here, look at this, see how much you don't like going to the gym, you're not doing it. And all our heart and soul wants is, so let's rethink this. Maybe there's something better to do. Maybe there's not. But what our conditioned mind does is spiral down into this negativity and take us into this, some version of I'm lazy, I'm bad, I'm, unworthy, I'm something. So I hope you will either, go to my bio in Instagram and click on the link and find it there. Go to the show notes here. Go to my website, you'll find it there. But download this Under the Hood worksheet, and I will take you through this process. And I think you'll find it really helpful. But of course, I want that feedback if it is helpful to you. And then, as always, book that 15-minute call if you want to talk about your specific situation, whether or not I think I can help. I do not have people coach with me if I'm not sure that I can help whatever it is they have going on. I don't think I can solve every problem everyone ever imagined, I suppose, but I can tell very quickly when you share with me what's happening for you, whether or not I'm the right coach for you. And then you can also decide based on what I'm saying, if to you it feels like I'm the right coach, because it's a very, a relationship that requires that kind of compatibility. So that's why I love these 15-minute calls, because it's really easy for us to see whether we're going to be a good match. And if I can help coach you through this, because of course it's always easier to make these kinds of moves with a coach than just listening to a podcast and then trying to apply it or downloading the free worksheet. I mean, I love my worksheets. I love my free stuff, and it's helpful. I have lots of people tell me how much these things have helped them. And so I love that. But that is like, first grade compared to one-on-one coaching, which is, like being in college. Like, it's just so much deeper, and having me there as part of your support system I don't have the same blind spots you do. I don't, it's easy for me to have intuition into what's going on in your subconscious, that 90% of us that is thinking and feeling all day, every day, that we don't even notice, where our conscious mind is only about 10%. Some say it's more like 5 and 95. But even if we want to think positive, you've got 90% of your thoughts and feelings that are just happening on a very automatic level, and they've already happened before you've had a chance to have the awareness of them, to decide to do something differently. And so that's what coaching is so profound in, is helping to create that more consciousness in you, because I can see what you can't see. So anyway, enjoy the worksheet. Let me know what you think, and book that 15-minute call if you want to explore working with me. I will see you guys on the next episode of Uncover and Elevate. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Uncover and Elevate. Check out the show notes for tons of great information and resources, like if you're interested in being a guest on the podcast so we can uncover and elevate an issue in your life, just complete the form in the show notes. You can follow me on Instagram at Brenda Florida Coach. You can work with me one-on-one or get additional information about one of my group or private retreats by completing the form in the show notes. And I would love it if you would share this episode on social and tag me. I'd also love for you to post a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. It makes such a big difference and will help others find the show, and I'll be incredibly grateful. This is Brenda Florida, Certified Life Coach, and I'll see you in the next episode of Uncover and Elevate.